Here's Hauschka for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And the grab by Croft. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people. Lean on your teammates. Find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. Back to the air, Darnold on second down. This one caught by Crowder. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Darnold now just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a 1st and 10. Now a draw play. This is Bell, and he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for, and it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Back to throw, Darnold, and that will be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And they won't risk it. A return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Here now, a look at LaShawn McCoy. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Allen hands off to McCoy. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because in a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And they'll keep on the ground with McCoy. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The tackle there by Brian Poole. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards then. First. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner, because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. They go now to McCoy. He's seen a ton of action this afternoon. And McCoy loses the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Darnold into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Jet first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A very good gain on first down. 9 yards on the dump off. Now off the bootleg, Darnold. That's complete. It's Bell. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 14. Now a first down carry by Bell. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. Again, it's Bell. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The veteran Jerry Hughes drops the hammer in the backfield. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what.
LaShawn McCoy off to the races. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. LaShawn McCoy, 75 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is.
And he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he gets in. But no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
All right, partner, one more time. Our whole lives, you put the ball on the 3-yard line, kick the extra point. 2015, they put it on the 15 to kick the extra point. 2016, they said, we're leaving it there. So if you want to fake it, that's a long way to go. And they got it done.
I was going to say they had a 15-yard play in their back pocket.
You don't see that on too many play sheets, do you?
No. New York set to take the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack there by Trent Murphy.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And that had far too much air under it. It's out of the back of the end zone, and the football will come out to the 20-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Gore. Sheds a second man.
He's building up some momentum, isn't he?
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll go again to McCoy. LaShawn McCoy off to the races. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. LaShawn McCoy, 59 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. And he takes off with it. It's a fake. 2 more onto their lead. And is there bad blood here? I mean, go for 2 when you're up that much?
If there wasn't before, there is now. When you do that, you've just announced to everyone, you just don't care about the other side at all. All you care about is what you're doing, and they just want to pile up points.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much. New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to someone, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. On the counter, here's Bell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back now in Buffalo. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Allen off the bootleg. And he finds Tyler Croft. 12 yards that time, and a Bills 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On 1st down, it's McCoy. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. Now Allen. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, down. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. On the counter, here's McCoy. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
They'll go again with Bell. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. The Jets on 3rd down, not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's going to have the 1st down as he's marked down just shy of the 20.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a 1st down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
The Jets on third down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This will be 3rd and 5. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said,
LaShawn McCoy off to the races. It's a big run there by McCoy. 69 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On 2nd down now, it's McCoy. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the owner.
And all he takes off with it, it's a fake. And he cuts it right into space. And he gets in. But no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. Oh, boy, rubbing a little salt in the wound there, going for 2 up this big.
You know, there's one time when I played, Brandon, and played against a team that was just absolutely pile driving us. And they ended up going for 2 late in the game. And I asked one of the guys, why'd you do that? He said, because we wanted to win by more. That feels like that type of situation.
Wow. Well, it could also result in a melee later, though. Take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there, but now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Darnold. Open man is Anderson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A Jet 1st down, 18 big yards that time.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 45. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
So many times we end the game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Yeah, way to go. That's
this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a two-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs.
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic. Faking it. I can understand. You want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
It smells terrible. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch that end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Hey!
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And Darnold, he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. They go play action here on 1st down. Caught by Jones. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
On 2nd down, it's McCoy. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. My goodness, it'll be a disastrous loss on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and very long. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they?
The coach. You're locked into the NFL on.
Coach, we're just about 4 miles off the shore of Lake Erie at New Era Field in Orchard Park, New York. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on.